I'm Shannon,
And I'm Holly.
and this is a Girls Gone Curious podcast, where we talk about things that make us curious. So grab your favorite drink, sit back and relax because your show is loading. Today's episode includes strong language. This podcast is not suitable for children. Please listen with care. And it's time for a little bit of fun with some Reddit stories.
We're going to start off with Am I the Asshole? Because we do every Reddit, so.
True.
Am I the asshole for not letting my best friend have her wedding on my property after being uninvited?
Why were you being uninvited, girl?
One of my 29 male best friends, Carla, 31 female, is getting married soon. It's only meant to be a small backyard type of wedding, but they've been planning it for a few months now. And originally, it was supposed to be on my property. They wanted it because it was private, has lots of open space for the reception, a nice view, and the house could be used for them to get ready and stuff. Of course, I said yes. She and her fiancé, Rick, were very happy. Thing is, Carla and I do have a history. We went out on and off in college, but decided to stay friends. Then I met my wife, we got married, Carla met Rick, and now here they are. Now my wife knows I went out with Carla back in college, and she didn't care. Carla still went to our wedding and everything. I never knew if Rick was told or not. It's not my relationship, therefore not my business to say anything, so I never did. Rick found out recently, and not in the best way. Not sure how, but from what I heard from friends is that one mutual friend told him. No idea why. We used to date. Not only that, but apparently, Carla said a couple of years ago she was still in love with me when she was already dating Rick. Don't have actual confirmation if that's exactly what he was told. All Carla told me is that Rick was told about our past, and he's angry at her for never saying anything. It became quite a drama, and didn't hear from her for over a month until now. She told me they're going to couples counseling, and that the wedding is still on. But Rick requested that I not attend. It sucks, but I totally get why he wouldn't be comfortable. Then I asked the obvious question, where are they going to hold the wedding then? To my surprise, she said they still want it at our place.
Get the fuck out of here. There is no way.
Rick said so too, and in my mind, I'm going, he doesn't want the guy who dated his fiancée years ago at the wedding, but still wants the wedding at his house. My wife and I are expecting to just not be at our home that weekend. I told Carla no. They're going to have to find someplace else since we're not going to simply leave our home to them for the weekend. Not only for safety reasons, but it just doesn't make sense. Rick doesn't want me around because he's not comfortable, but is comfortable enough to have their wedding at my house. They really want their wedding here though, and because of that, I've been bugged by not only her, but also Rick, and some friends who think I'm being a petty asshole for not letting them have the wedding here anymore.
Who cares what they think? Let them think that you're a petty asshole.
Yeah.
You're not, and I wouldn't allow the wedding there.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
honestly don't think that I am. It just doesn't make sense at all to have to leave our own place for a wedding we're no longer welcome to, and leaving our home totally vulnerable. Still, being accused of sabotaging their wedding, and Rick believes it's the least I can do after everything. Am I the asshole? Yeah, like, what the fuck?
What? Like, it's the least he can do. He didn't do anything wrong. It wasn't up to him to tell Rick.
It was fucking Carla
Yeah.
that was up to.
Yeah. He had... Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
No, he's not the asshole.
Comment number 1. Not the asshole. What a weird request. Do you typically host wedding receptions on your property? He can go pay for a venue if he's going to act like that. If they even end up getting married.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah. Comment number 2. Not the asshole. It's absolutely ridiculous that they not only uninvited you, but that they still expect you to let them have the wedding on your property.
Mm-hmm.
How can they honestly expect to just kick you out of your own home for the weekend? Are they even paying you to let them have their wedding at your place?
Yeah. That's just bad all the way around. Like, I would just cut ties with all of them. Like,
yeah.
See ya. I mean, that's just absolutely
absurd.
Yeah.
That, oh, you're not allowed to come to our wedding, but we're still gonna have it at your house. So can you just leave your house and we'll do our shit there? And fuck no.
Yeah, I would have been like, bye.
Bye.
Like,
yeah.
Just,
I'd be done. Well, and for fucking Rick to say that's the least you could do.
Yeah, he didn't do anything wrong.
What the fuck you mean?
Yeah. That's so freaking juvenile and stupid.
Definitely not the asshole.
No. For our second Am I the Asshole story, am I the asshole for walking my friend's under-exercised dog more than they usually do, which led to vet costs and now drama? So this one's been sitting heavy on me, and I'd love to get an outside perspective. My friends, let's call them J and P, adopted a 2-year-old rescue dog. I'll call him B, about 3 months ago. Before that, B had lived in a basement with little to no stimulation. He's a super sweet dog, but noticeably under-exercised. They walk him about 1 to 2 kilometers per day, and he's alone for 6 to 8 hours daily. He often seems restless, whiny, overly excited around other dogs. Classic signs of understimulation, in my opinion. I took care of B for a weekend while they were away. During that time, I gave him more attention and longer walks. One day, we covered about 10 kilometers total, spread out through the day. He was noticeably calmer, more relaxed, and just generally seemed happier. I honestly felt like he needed that. When I returned him, he was fine. The next day, they messaged me saying he had hip pain and that they had to call a vet. I felt awful, but also a bit confused because he hadn't shown any signs of discomfort while with me, and I did pace things gently. The vet said there was nothing structurally wrong, maybe a strain or muscle soreness, and gave them painkillers. We later had a conversation where I calmly expressed that I'd step back from walking or looking after B to avoid overstepping again and to respect their way of handling things, even though I still strongly feel that the dog needs more stimulation. The talk started off calm but escalated when Jay suddenly accused me of not wanting to pay the vet bill. That threw me off because, at that point, the bill hadn't even come up in our conversation. It genuinely hadn't been discussed yet, not because I was avoiding it, but because we hadn't gotten there. I would have gladly offered to help if it had been addressed normally. After that, I sent a message offering to pay part of the bill, asking for the receipt, and reiterating that the friendship matters to me. P later replied saying emotions were high, Jay's under a lot of stress, and that Jay needs time. I get that life is hard and I don't want to be insensitive, but I still feel a bit hurt and misunderstood. I never meant to overstep. I really cared about B and just wanted to give him what I thought he was missing. So am I the asshole for walking their dog significantly more than they do, trying to do the right thing, and now stepping back after being accused of not wanting to pay, even though we hadn't gotten to that part of the conversation yet? I'm going to have to say, I think that they might have been thinking with their heart, but then I kind of think they're a little bit of an asshole.
Yeah. To me, I feel like they're a little bit of an asshole because going from 1 to 2 kilometers a day
To
walk
10.
to 10, that's like extreme.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
And just because a dog isn't seeming constantly like relaxed and constantly laying down does not mean it's understimulated.
Yeah. Comment number 1. As someone in rescue rehab, you're the asshole if you knew the dog's current exercise routine and deliberately exceeded it by such a significant amount because you wanted to make some kind of point that you think you know better than their owners. I never meant to overstep. Girl, be so for real. Your actions were very deliberately an overstep. Just because a dog is tired doesn't mean that they are enriched or happy, and you ultimately caused them an injury. You could have easily introduced some training, sniffy games, or foraging opportunities if you felt that they needed more. Instead, you took a dog used to 1 to 2 kilometers of walks max and took them on 10 kilometers in one day. That's super irresponsible, and I am glad you will not be providing care for this poor dog in the future. I have to agree, that's quite a difference. Comment number 2. You're the asshole. 10 kilometers is a huge difference from what the dog is used to. Dogs are really good at keeping up because they are easily excited and loyal. They don't want to be left behind. They often ignore pain because they are having a good time. Dog or human, anyone who suddenly does a walk or run of that distance without building up their endurance will injure themselves. The injuries often show up a day or 2 later. Rule of thumb is to add a 10% distance per week to build up without injury.
Yeah. I gotta agree with that.
Yeah,
this person
absolutely.
is, I feel like they're at least a little bit of an asshole.
Yeah.
I get it sounds like you just wanted to care for the dog, but thing is, it's not your dog.
Right.
So you can't make that much of a drastic change.
Right. And they, like, if they already had a set schedule, and they've only had the dog for 3 months, so they already have a schedule set in place, and maybe they were planning to add more too, but now that the dog is in pain, the dog isn't going to be able to walk as far.
Yeah.
I mean, right now, could build back up to that, but now he's got to work through an injury.
I get if the person maybe did, instead of 1 to 2 kilometers, maybe they did 3 or 4.
Yeah.
But to go all the way to 10, that's, I'm sorry, you're the asshole.
Yeah. Agreed.
Our next story is going to be Today I Fucked Up, which I love these stories because usually they're fucking hilarious. Yeah. Today I fucked up by slapping a bearded man's ass because he was dressed like my wife.
What?
This happened yesterday. My wife was wearing this obnoxious neon orange North Face puffer jacket. It's the kind of jacket you can see from a different zip code.
Hey, I love those.
We were at Target. She went to the candle aisle while I headed to electronics. Classic guy versus girl Target. I finished up, walked towards the candles, and spotted the back of that orange jacket leaning over a bottom shelf. Being the funny husband, I decided to sneak up, give a solid, playful, good game slap on the butt, and whispered, "Found you, nerd." The person stood up. It was not my wife. It was a muscular man with a full beard wearing the exact same neon jacket. I froze. My hand was literally still hovering in midair. He just looked at me, deadpan, and said, I mean, it's a nice jacket, but maybe check for the beard next time. I didn't even apologize. My brain just short-circuited. I did a 180 and walked straight out of the store. I didn't even wait for my wife or the stuff we were supposed to buy. 10 minutes later, I got a text from her. I saw the whole thing from the next aisle. I'm not coming out until I stop crying laughing. Have fun with your new boyfriend.
That is hilarious.
Edit/update. For those who are asking, RIP my inbox. I didn't expect this to blow up. For those asking how the guy knew about the jacket, this thing is an eye-searing neon orange that you can possibly see from orbit. When he turned around and saw my face going through the 5 stages of grief, he looked past me and saw my wife standing about 10 feet away. Since she was wearing the exact same human traffic cone outfit, he instantly put 2 and 2 together. He actually pointed at his jacket and then at hers while shaking his head. Like he couldn't believe his bad luck in picking that specific color today. Comment number 1. The fact that your wife witnessed it is what makes this something special.
That is hilarious.
Comment number 2. I once grabbed a guy's butt at the grocery store. He was wearing identical clothes to my husband.
Uh-oh.
I was so embarrassed, and the guy was like, this is the most exciting thing all month. Meanwhile, my husband, who saw the whole thing, was laughing uproariously from a couple produce squares away.
I'd be throwing a cabbage at him.
Yeah, fucking hilarious. But like, was there not like a big size difference?
Right. Like, huh.
Did you look at what type of pants?
Yeah.
They were wearing?
Or just like so focused on what it was you were doing, you didn't pay.
I could not imagine that.
Like, I can't either.
You smacking or grabbing someone's ass.
Yeah.
For them to turn around and it not be who you think it.
Right. I would die right there.
I'd probably say like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. And then like run away. Or start laughing. Like.
For our next story, it is in the category True Off My Chest. The title is I Trusted a Fart Too Much in Walmart.
Out of all the stores, it's Walmart.
Right. I am a 23-year-old female. I was shopping in Walmart with my mother, as fresh college grads do. While we were looking for a storage tub, my mom leaned in and whispered that she thought the guy in the same aisle was following us. I immediately zoned in and watched him. Sure enough, he was in the same aisle as us for the next 4 aisles. I had to do something because this guy was definitely following us. I felt that pressure, that same pressure that you feel before you're about to rip off the nastiest, loudest fart of your week. Right? Get it, girl. I remember reading somewhere that a good way to defend yourself is to act disgusting, and I thought to myself, perfect. I'll rip this loud fart in the middle of the pet food section and he'll be so grossed out that he'll leave me and my mom alone. So I tried to let it go. Too late, I realized I was pushing, and soon I felt a stream of liquid shit go into my underwear. Damn coffee. I started laughing only because I couldn't believe I had broke my 9-year streak of not shitting myself. 9 years, hon. We got to talk about what happened last time. I then had to tell my mom that I really had to go to the bathroom and had to waddle all the way across the store, desperately trying to keep the liquid shit from running out of my underwear and onto my leggings, and at the same time, keep the rest of the liquid shit inside my body. Once I was safely in the bathroom and able to inspect the damage and let the rest rip, I had to wipe out my underwear with my wet toilet paper and go about the rest of my shopping trip with a makeshift toilet paper pad stuck into my pants. No, I'm throwing my underwear away.
Yeah, just toss the underwear.
Yeah.
If you're at a store, you can literally just tell your mom you shit yourself and tell her to go get you a pair of underwear.
We didn't see the guy again, and I didn't have the nerve to tell my mom that I literally shit myself in Walmart because I was trying to fart to scare off the guy. So I'd figured I'd tell all of you. We appreciate that.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Comment number 1. I mean, if you're going to crap your pants, Walmart seems like an appropriate place. Comment number 2. I love that you keep track of the time in between, like a workplace accident. I'm currently on year 9 myself, though there was a close call a few months back. Knock on wood, you will get that year 9 chip back soon.
I want to know what happened 9 years ago.
Right. Were you in Walmart?
Oh, man.
Is this a pattern?
Our next category is going to be confessions. I pretended to like my neighbor's cooking for 4 years because her husband confided in me that it was the only joy she had.
Aww.
4 years ago, my neighbor, 70s, very sweet, started bringing me food every Sunday because you're too skinny to live alone. Her cooking was aggressively experimental.
I like that description.
Paper dry meat, mysterious spice combos, soup that tasted like wet socks. One night, her husband pulled me outside and said, "Thank you for pretending to like her food. She lost her sense of purpose after retirement. Cooking keeps her alive." So I doubled down. I hyped up every dish like it was a Michelin level. She would beam every time. It became this whole ritual. She handed me a plastic container. I'd compliment her seasoning. She'd blush and wave me off. Fast forward to last month. Her husband had a mild stroke. They changed his diet. And she's too overwhelmed to cook. The meals stopped. And I realized something. I actually miss them. Not the food. Hell no. But the weird warmth of it. It felt like someone was caring about me in their own clumsy way. I wanted to check in on her, but I felt like if I asked for food again, it'd come off insulting. And if I don't, I'll seem ungrateful. So I've been silently grieving the world's worst lasagna. Comment number 1. You gotta make her the food now. Torch has been passed.
Absolutely.
Comment number 2. Bake her a lasagna and hand it over to her and say for all the good times you fed me. Sorry, it's not as good as yours.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
This one was kind of like heartwarming.
Yeah. Oh, that's sweet.
kind of mean at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, I fucking hate her food.
Yeah.
But like it's a good lie, I guess.
Mhm.
It's like
Yeah.
like if you told her the truth, it would probably hurt her
Yeah.
more than you lying and she never finding out.
Right, absolutely. Our next category is Reddit Ask. Anyone, what are some stories you have wanted to tell people but haven't had the right Ask Reddit question to answer? Number 1. Years ago, my family had 2 cats. Susie would terrorize Guy all day, every day. She'd stalk, attack him, and his whole life ended up consisting of hiding. We almost never saw him. So the vet put Susie on Prozac. Though it didn't seem to affect her, it came in handy when I ran out of Prozac one month and borrowed some of hers.
Yeah.
A few months later, the vet put Guy on some sort of stimulant in hopes that it would prompt him to stand up for himself. Again, no noticeable effects. About a year later, an envelope arrived in our mailbox addressed to Guy, our last name. Clearly assuming that Guy was a human, the letter, which was sent by a large legal firm, claimed that the manufacturer of the medication Guy had been prescribed was the subject of a class action lawsuit due to price manipulation and asked if Guy would like to join the suit. We replied in the affirmative, then forgot all about it. About another year later, Guy received a check for around $150 for his legal victory. Mom used the money to buy him toys and treats. P.S. I just spoke to Mom. She reminded me that shortly before Guy got involved in the legal system, he received a federal tax refund. It wasn't for much. We think it was 75 cents. But that cat knew how to generate revenue.
It's so fucking weird.
Yeah. And that's not like there's been cases of like, I don't think like anymore, but like when, I want to say back when like we were kids, there were stories of like credit card companies issuing credit cards and like the like pet names.
The fuck?
Like little Buddy Rogers down the street, who is a 3-year-old
Yorker.
Yeah, he's getting a credit card.
He's got to pay for those treats somehow.
True.
If he's anything like our dogs, they need bones.
Mm-hmm. Yes, very much so.
Story number 2 of the same Reddit Ask. My friend Ben rode to and from high school with me every day. Every day, like clockwork, we saw the same guy driving past us on the same road. He drove an old Chevy truck, probably an 80s model with a single cab. He always had his dog, this German Shepherd, who would be sitting in the passenger seat. One day, coming from school, we passed the guy, but when we looked, the dog was in the driver's seat, and the guy was riding shotgun. I turned to Ben, and he immediately said, "Yeah, what the fuck? You saw that too?" Imagination? Brain fart? I don't know. But I swear I saw that dog driving.
Yeah, that would trip me out for sure.
Yeah. If I turned over and just seen a fucking dog driving with a human in the passenger seat.
Yeah. That would be weird.
I'd be like, what the fuck? But I'm gonna go about my day and process it later.
Right. Yeah, that would trip. Yeah. For sure. Time for Creepypasta.
And guess what? It's fucking nighttime.
I hate that. I'm a 911 operator. The call about the boy in the wardrobe was horrifying. The truth about the caller was something else entirely. I'm a 911 operator. I work the graveyard shift, 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. You hear a lot of things in this job. A lot of pain, a lot of fear, A lot of just weirdness. But usually, there's an explanation. Usually, it fits into a box, however grim that box might be. This one. This one doesn't fit in any box I know, and it's been eating at me for weeks. I need to get it out. I've changed some minor details to protect privacy, but the core of it, the part that keeps me up when I finally get home, that's all here. It was a Tuesday, or technically Wednesday morning around 2:30 a.m., the witching hour, some call it. For us, it's usually just the quiet before the post-bar closing storm, or the time when the truly desperate calls come in. The air in the dispatch center was stale, smelling faintly of lukewarm coffee and the ozone hum of too many electronics. My screen glowed with the CAD, computer-aided dispatch system, mostly green, all quiet. I was idly tracing the condensation ring my water bottle left on the desk, trying to stay alert. Then a call dropped into my queue. Standard ring. I clicked to answer. 911, what is the address of your emergency? Standard opening. My voice was calm. Practice. The other end was quiet for a beat, just a ragged, shallow breath. Then a woman's voice, tight and trembling. I don't know if this is an emergency. I think I'm going crazy. Not an uncommon start, especially at this hour. Loneliness, paranoia, sometimes undiagnosed mental health issues. Okay, ma'am, can you tell me what's happening? And I still need your address so I know where you are. Yes, of course. It's 1427 Hawthorne Lane. Her voice was thin. My name is... Well, that doesn't matter right now, does it? I typed the address into the system. Popped up clean, residential. Okay, 1427 Hawthorne Lane. Got it. Tell me what's going on, ma'am. There's someone in my wardrobe. My internal check-a-box system clicked. Possible home invasion, or again, paranoia. Someone in your wardrobe. Are you sure? Have you seen them? No, not seen. Heard. She took a shaky breath. It started about an hour ago, a knocking sound from inside my bedroom wardrobe. A knocking sound? I prompted, keeping my tone even. Could it be pipes? An animal in the walls? The usual rationalizations. No, it's nothing like that. It's deliberate, like someone tapping to get out. I thought I was dreaming or just hearing things, old house sounds, but it kept happening. Tap, 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 tap. She mimicked it, and even through the phone line, the distinct rhythm was unsettling. Are you alone in the house, ma'am? Yes, completely alone. My husband, he passed away last year. Her voice hitched a little on that. I made a mental note. Grief can do strange things to the mind. I'm very sorry for your loss, ma'am, I said genuinely. This knocking, did you try to investigate it? I was too scared at first. I just lay in bed, pulling the covers up, but it wouldn't stop. It just kept going. So eventually I got up, turned on the light. I went to the wardrobe. Her breathing was getting faster. I could hear the faint rustle of fabric, like she was wringing her hands or clutching her clothes. And what happened when you got to the wardrobe, ma'am? The knocking stopped when I got close, and then I heard a voice. Her voice dropped to a whisper. A little boy's voice. It said, "Help me. Please help me. I'm trapped." A chill, faint but definite, traced its way down my spine. This was different. A boy's voice from inside the wardrobe? Yes, he sounded so scared. He said his daddy put him in there and he can't get out. Okay, this was escalating. A child's voice claiming to be trapped by his father. This had moved past old house sounds, but still the details were odd. A child just appearing in a wardrobe? Ma'am, did you open the wardrobe door? Yes. As soon as he said that, I threw it open. I don't know what I was expecting, but there was nothing there. Her voice crackled with a mixture of fear and confusion. Just my clothes, shoes on the floor, nothing. And the voice, it was gone. Silence. Nothing at all, I clarified. No sign of anyone, no way a child could be hiding. No, it's not a deep wardrobe. You'd see. I even pushed clothes aside. It was empty. I thought I must have imagined it. The stress, being alone. And what happened then? I asked, leaning forward slightly. My other hand was hovering over the dispatch button, but I needed more. This felt off, not like a prank. Prank callers usually have a different energy, a smugness or a forced panic. This woman sounded genuinely terrified and bewildered. I was so relieved, but also so confused. I stood there for a minute trying to catch my breath. Then I closed the wardrobe door. She paused, and I could hear a sharp intake of breath. And the second it latched, the knocking started again, louder this time, in a little boy's voice. Please, don't leave me in here. He'll be angry if he finds out I was talking. Her voice broke into a sob. I don't know what to do. I'm so scared. Is it a ghost? Am I losing my mind? But it sounds so real. I took a slow breath myself. My skepticism was warning with a growing sense of unease. The sequence of events was bizarre, but her terror felt authentic. Okay, ma'am. Stay on the line with me. You're in your bedroom now? No, I ran out. I'm in the living room. I locked the bedroom door, but I can still faintly hear it. The knocking. Is the wardrobe in your master bedroom? Yes, the big one. Oh God, he's talking again. Her voice was hushed and urgent. He's saying his dad locked him in because he was a bad boy. He said his dad gets really mad and hurts him sometimes. That was it. That specific detail, the abuse allegation. Whether this was a delusion, a ghost, or something else entirely, if there was even a fraction of a chance a child was in danger, we had to act. My fingers flew across the keyboard, initiating a dispatch for a welfare check, possibly a child endangerment situation. I coded it high priority. Ma'am, I'm sending officers to your location right now, okay? They're going to check this out. I need you to stay on the phone with me. They're coming? Oh, thank God. Thank you. Relief flooded her voice, but the undercurrent of terror remained. He's crying now. The little boy, he's saying his dad told him if he made any noise, he'd be in for it. He says he's scared of the dark. I relayed the additional information to the responding units. Caller states she can hear a child's voice from her wardrobe claiming his father locked him in and abuses him. Child is reportedly scared and crying. The dispatcher on the radio acknowledged. Units en route. ETA 6 minutes. 6 minutes can feel like an eternity on a call like this. I tried to keep her talking, to keep her grounded. Ma'am, what's your name? It's Eleanor. Eleanor Vance. Okay, Eleanor, the officers are on their way. Are you somewhere you feel safe right now? Excuse me. I'm in the living room, like I said. I have the door locked, but the sound, it's like it's getting clearer, even from here. Or maybe I'm just listening harder. She paused. He's saying, Daddy says I shouldn't talk to strangers, but you're not a stranger if you're helping, are you? My blood ran cold. The innocence of that, juxtaposed with the implied threat, it was deeply disturbing. Are you talking to him? I asked her. No, it's just I can hear him so clearly. I don't know how he is talking to me from upstairs. It's just like he can hear me talking to you. Maybe I shouldn't have come down. Maybe I should go back to the room. No, Eleanor, stay where you are. You're helping, and we're helping too. Wait for the dispatch, please. I could hear her quiet, fearful breathing. I focused on the CAD screen, watching the little car icons representing the patrol units crawl across the map towards Hawthorne Lane. Each tick of the clock in the dispatch center sounded unnaturally loud. Eleanor, I said, trying to keep my voice steady, when the officers arrive, they'll knock. Let them know it's you, okay? Yes, I will. She was quiet for a moment, then, he's saying thank you. The little boy, he says he hopes they come soon because it's hard to breathe in here. Hard to breathe? My stomach clenched. That detail was chillingly specific. Ventilation in a closed wardrobe wouldn't be great. They're almost there, Eleanor. Just a couple more minutes. Unit 214, show us on scene at 1427 Hawthorne. The voice of Officer Miller crackled through my headset. Copy that, 214. Caller is Eleanor Vance. Should be expecting you. She's in the living room. Reports hearing a child in a wardrobe in the master bedroom. 10-4, Central. I relayed this to Eleanor. They're there, Eleanor. They're at your door. Oh, thank heavens. I heard a faint shuffling sound as if she was getting up. Then nothing for a few seconds. I expected to hear her talking to the officers, the sound of a door opening. Instead, Officer Miller's voice came back on the radio, sounding puzzled. Central, we have a male subject at the door. Advises he's the homeowner. My brow furrowed. A male subject? Ask him if Eleanor Vance is present, or if there's any female resident. A brief pause. Central negative. Male states he lives here alone with his son. Says there's no Eleanor Vance here. No female resident at all.
What the fuck is going on?
A cold dread, far deeper than before, began to spread through me. I looked at the address on my screen. 1427 Hawthorne Lane. Confirmed. Eleanor, I said into the phone. Eleanor, are you there? The officers are saying a man answered the door. They say there's no woman there. Her voice came back, faint and laced with utter confusion. What? No, that's impossible. I'm here. This is my house. I'm looking out the living room window. I can see the patrol car. Unit 214, I said, my voice tight. Caller on the line insists she's inside the residence. States she can see your vehicle. This was getting stranger by the second. Central, the male subject, is adamant. He's looking pretty confused himself. Says no one else should be here. Miller sounded wary. Says his name is Arthur Collins. He's got ID. Eleanor, I pressed. What does this man look like? The one at the door. I can't see him clearly from here. Just his shape. Her voice was trembling violently now. But this is my house. I've lived here for 20 years. My husband, Robert, we bought it together. 214, the caller's name is Eleanor Vance. She says her late husband was Robert. Does the name Vance mean anything to Mr. Collins? I waited, listening to the silence on Eleanor's end, then Miller's response. Central, Mr. Collins says he bought this house 3 years ago from an estate sale. Previous owner was deceased, a Robert Vance. My heart hammered against my ribs. Estate sale? Previous owner deceased? Robert Vance. That meant Eleanor Vance. Eleanor, I said softly. The officer said Mr. Collins bought the house 3 years ago from the estate of a Robert Vance. Eleanor, your husband's name was Robert, you said? There was a long, drawn-out silence on her end. Just the sound of her breathing growing more ragged, more panicked. It sounded like she was hyperventilating. Eleanor, can you hear me? Then a choked sound. No, that can't be right. Robert, he passed last year. Not 3 years ago. I was with him. Her voice was dissolving into confusion and fear. This is my home. This was spiraling out of my control, out of any recognizable scenario. But the child was still the priority. Unit 214, I said, pushing down my own disorientation. Regardless of the caller's status, the initial report was a child trapped in a wardrobe, possibly abused. Mr. Collins states he has a son. You need to verify the welfare of that child. 10-4, Central. Mr. Collins confirms he has a 7-year-old son, says his name is Leo, says he's asleep upstairs. Ask him if you can see the boy, just to confirm he's okay. given the nature of the call we received. There was a pause. I could hear Miller talking to Collins, muffled. Then Miller came back on. Central, subject is refusing. Says the boy is fine, doesn't want him woken up. He's getting a bit agitated. Eleanor, I whispered into my phone, are you still there? A faint, broken sound like a gasp. I don't understand what's happening. 214 reiterate that due to the specifics of the call, we need to see the child. It is a welfare check. My training kicked in. We had cause. More muffled conversation, then Miller's voice sharper now. Central, subject is becoming uncooperative, denying access. He's raising his voice. Then a sudden change in his tone. Hold on. Central, did you hear that? Hear what, 214? A sound from upstairs, faint, like a cry or a thump. My gut twisted. Eleanor, I said quickly, the wardrobe you heard the knocking from, which room is it in? The master bedroom, she whispered, upstairs at the end of the hall. 214, the original report specified the master bedroom wardrobe upstairs. Did you hear the sound from that direction? Affirmative. Central, definitely from upstairs. Subject is now trying to block the doorway. Partner is moving to restrain. The line with Eleanor was still open. I could hear her ragged, panicked gasps. It was like listening to someone drowning. Then chaos erupted on the radio, shouting, Sir, step aside. Police, don't resist. Sounds of a struggle. My own pulse was roaring in my ears. I gripped the phone tighter. Central, we're making entry to check on the child. Officer Miller's voice strained. Subject is non-compliant. I heard footsteps pounding on the radio feed, officers moving quickly. Upstairs, check the bedrooms. Eleanor was making soft whimpering sounds now. They're in my house, but they can't see me. Robert, what's happening to me? Robert. 214 status, I demanded. Checking rooms, master bedroom at the end of the hall, doors closed. A pause, then it's locked. Eleanor, was your bedroom door locked when you left it? Yes, I locked it, she stammered. 214 caller states she locked that door. Okay, Central, we're announcing, then forcing if no response. I heard them call out. Police, occupant, open the door. Silence, then a thud. Another. The sound of a door splintering. We're in, Miller shouted. Wardrobe, it's closed. Oh God, Central, we found him. Child in the wardrobe, he's alive, conscious but terrified. Small boy matches the description. A wave of dizzying relief washes over me, so strong it almost buckled me. He was real. The boy was real. They got to him. Arthur Collins was now in deep, deep trouble. But then the other part of it crashed back in. Eleanor, I said, my voice hoarse, they found him. The little boy, Leo, he's safe. They have him. Her response was a broken whisper, almost inaudible. Leo? His name is Leo? He was real? Yes, Eleanor, he was real, but the officers, they still don't see you. Mr. Collins says you're not there, Eleanor. Where are you in the house right now? A long, shaky sigh. I was in the living room by the window, but when they came in, they walked right past me, right through where I was standing. Her voice was filled with a dawning, unutterable horror. They didn't see me. He didn't see me. Eleanor, I didn't know what to say. What could I possibly say? The wardrobe, the master bedroom, that's where I heard him so clearly. I spent so much time in that room after Robert. Her voice trailed off. Then a new note of terror, colder than before. If Mr. Collins bought the house 3 years ago from Robert's estate, and Robert died, then when did I die? The question hung in the air, chilling me to the bone. I had no answer. My dispatcher's manual had no protocol for this. I don't feel anything, she whispered, her voice sounding distant, now afraid. It's like I'm fading. I can't see the room clearly anymore. It's cold. Eleanor, stay with me. Can you tell me anything else? Can you describe what you see around you now? My professional instincts were useless, grasping at straws. Her voice was barely a breath. Just dark and wind. So much wind. Then a click, the line went dead. "Eleanor!" I yelled into the receiver. "Eleanor!" Static. My hand was shaking as I hit the redial button for the incoming number. It rang. Once, twice, then it connected. But there was no voice, just a sound. A faint, hollow, whistling sound, like wind blowing through a crackled window pane or across the mouth of an empty bottle. It was a sound I'd heard before, sometimes on bad connections, but this was different. This felt empty, desolate. I listened for a full minute, my heart pounding, a cold sweat on my brow. The sound didn't change, just that soft, sighing wind. I hung up. The officers were dealing with Collins, getting medics for Leo. The immediate crisis was over. The boy was safe. That's what mattered. That's what I told myself. But Eleanor. I ran the number through our system again. It was a landline registered to 1427 Hawthorne Lane. It had been for over 20 years, registered to Robert and Eleanor Vance. It was probably disconnected after the estate sale, but somehow she had called from it. Or through it. The report I filed was complex. I focused on the tangible, the call, the child endangerment, the successful rescue. I omitted the parts about Eleanor's apparent non-existence, her dawning realization. Who would believe it? They'd send me for a psych eval. Maybe I should go. But I know what I heard. I know how real her fear was, and I know that, whatever she was, she saved that little boy's life. She reached across whatever barrier separates us from whatever she is, and she made us listen. I still work the midnight shift. The calls still come in, but now sometimes when there's a strange silence on the line or a whisper I can't quite make out, I feel a different kind of chill. I think of Eleanor Vance and the hollow wind on the other end of the line. I didn't get goosebumps until like the very last paragraph. And I was still trying to recover from scaring myself.
Oh, man. What's scary about this creepypasta is it's probably possible.
Yeah, I agree.
Definitely if you believe in the supernatural.
Oh, absolutely.
And there has definitely been weird 911 calls out there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that one was a long one.
Yeah, it was good, though.
Yeah.
I thought that was a good one.
Definitely had me, like, entrapped in the story. Like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, I was all kind of...
I thought the boy was going to be the ghost.
So did I, actually.
But then the caller being... That's just a twist.
Yeah, it was definitely a twist I didn't see coming for sure.
Yeah. I got a couple goosebumps in there.
Yeah.
Here and there.
That was a good one. That was a really good one.
With that is all we have for today. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions or comments, you can find us on Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram at Girls Gone Curious Podcast. Until next time.